Sri Lanka is a beautiful island country in South Asia, located in the Indian Ocean just southeast of India. Because of its natural beauty, rich culture, and long history, it is often called the Pearl of the Indian Ocean. The capital city used for administration is Sri Lanka, while Colombo serves as the main commercial and financial center. Sri Lanka gained independence from British rule in 1948 and adopted the name Sri Lanka in 1972. Today, Sri Lanka is considered a lower middle-income developing country with a mixed economy, strong cultural traditions, and important tourism industry. Geography and climate. Sri Lanka covers an area of about 65,610 square kilometers, making it a relatively small but geographically diverse nation. The island experiences a tropical monsoon climate, with two main rainy seasons. Northeast monsoon December-March. Southwest monsoon June-October. Its landscape includes coastal plains, forests, rivers, and central highlands, along with valuable natural resources such as gems, limestone, graphite, and fertile agricultural land. Population, ethnicity, and religion. Sri Lanka's population is about 22–23 million people in the mid-2020s. The society is multi-ethnic, with major groups including Sinhalese largest majority, Sri Lankan Tamils, Indian Tamils, Sri Lankan Moors Muslims. Religiously, the country is dominated by Buddhism, followed by Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity, according to recent census data. Buddhists about 69.8%, Hindus 12.6%, Muslims 10.7%. Roman Catholics 5.6%. Other Christians 1.3%. This diversity strongly influences Sri Lanka's festivals, architecture, food, and daily life. Economy. Sri Lanka's nominal GDP reached nearly $99 billion in 2024, with GDP per capita around $4,300–4,500. After a severe economic crisis and debt default in 2022, the economy began recovering, achieving about 5% growth in 2024 under an IMF-supported restructuring program. Structure of the economy. Sri Lanka's economy is mainly service-oriented, followed by industry and agriculture. Services about 59% of GDP. Industry about 27%. Agriculture about 7–8%. Key industries include textiles and clothing, tourism, tea, rubber and coconut processing, banking, IT services, and construction. Major exports are garments, tea, rubber products, spices, and precious stones, mainly sent to the United States, India, and Europe. Remittances from overseas workers and tourism together provide over 10% of foreign exchange earnings, showing their importance to the economy. Tourism. Tourism is one of Sri Lanka's most important economic sectors. Before the pandemic, it contributed significantly to GDP and foreign income, though it declined sharply during crises such as the 2019 Easter attacks and COVID-19 pandemic. In recent years, tourism has been recovering strongly. For example, around 2.36 million visitors arrived in 2025, generating about $3.2 billion in revenue. The country aims to attract 3 million tourists in 2026 to support economic recovery. To boost travel, Sri Lanka has also introduced free tourist visas for dozens of countries and expanded visa-free policies to attract more international visitors. Popular attractions include beautiful Indian Ocean beaches, wildlife parks and rainforests, ancient Buddhist temples and ruins, tea plantations in the Central Highlands. These features make Sri Lanka a major global tourism destination. History and political background. Human settlement in Sri Lanka dates back over 2,000 years, with early Sinhalese migration from northern India. Important historical periods include colonial rule by the Portuguese, Dutch, and finally the British. Independence in 1948. A 26-year civil war 1983–2009 between the government and Tamil separatists, which involved widespread violence and suicide bombings. In 2019, coordinated terrorist attacks on churches and hotels killed hundreds of people, deeply affecting tourism and national security. Economic crisis and recovery. Sri Lanka faced its worst economic crisis since independence around 2022, with shortages of fuel, food, and medicine, rising inflation, and major public protests. Causes included heavy foreign debt and poor economic management, collapse of tourism during COVID-19, policy mistakes such as banning chemical fertilizers, falling foreign exchange reserves. Since then, the country has pursued IMF-supported reforms, trade agreements, and tourism revival to stabilize the economy and encourage growth. Society, culture, and lifestyle. Sri Lankan culture is a rich mix of Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, and Christian traditions. Festivals such as Vesak, Sinhala, and Tamil New Year and Deepavali are celebrated nationwide. Traditional dance, music, handicrafts, and cuisine reflect centuries of cultural exchange through trade and migration. Rice, coconut, seafood, and spices are central to Sri Lankan food. Education and healthcare indicators are relatively strong compared with many developing countries, and the nation has achieved universal electricity access and improving infrastructure. Conclusion: Sri Lanka is a country of remarkable natural beauty, deep cultural heritage, and resilient people. From ancient Buddhist temples and lush tea plantations to golden beaches and wildlife reserves, the island offers global significance far beyond its size. Although it has faced civil conflict, terrorism, and a severe economic crisis, Sri Lanka is gradually recovering through economic reforms, tourism growth, and international cooperation. With continued stability and development, the country has strong potential for a prosperous future in South Asia.